Hi, welcome to Good Morning Marketers. My name is Melanie Eierman. I am the Manager of Social Media Services here at ThunderTech, and I am joined by Justin Smith, one of our interactive developers here. And today we want to talk about a really big announcement Facebook just made regarding Facebook Timeline for brands. This is huge.
It's really exciting stuff, I think. They put together a huge presentation, and they're releasing a bunch of really exciting changes for brands.
For sure. I think one of the good things, though, is the fact that as an individual, you've already seen the timeline. So it's not going to be a huge shock to the system, hopefully. Right. But a lot of the brands are going to have to do a lot of things to be ready for this March 30th push, because they're all going to go live to timeline whether they're ready for it or not.
Definitely. There are some big changes. You know, they're going to change the whole look of your brand page. They're going to change the way that people interact with it. And I think that's kind of just a big push that they're just trying to make, where people are interacting with brands more and not just kind of listening to them and hearing what they have to say. They want to get people talking about it and just kind of change the whole interaction.
Right, and as marketers, I think it's going to be hard to kind of shift our thinking to not sell, 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 but how do I get them to keep talking about our story and sharing it with their friends and becoming a lifelong brand ambassador instead of just trying to convert that one-time sale.
Definitely, and that's kind of the heart around social media, I think, is kind of creating that dialogue. And another kind of big aspect of social media is mobile. You know, almost half of Facebook users are on mobile devices, and a lot of Facebook's content, especially for brands, was not available on those devices. March 30th, that's all going to change. You know, the tabs that you've developed, all of the contests and things that you're running. Right. Now they're on mobile devices.
Which I know before it was really frustrating, because we've always wanted it on mobile, because if people can't just go on their phone and enter, you know, you're missing a huge opportunity there. So, but how can we make sure that our tabs that we already made are going to be ready for this change on March 30th?
Well, definitely. They weren't designed or developed to be viewed on mobile. You know, nobody knew when this was coming. So you're going to want to go through and test everything, because it's gonna look different than I think you expect it to. You know, some buttons might not work properly. You definitely want to go through, you know, check on your iPhone, all of your Android devices, make sure that it looks great and works the way that you want it to.
That'll help. And you also need to make sure that, because the first thing people are going to see, mobile or PC, when they go to your brand page, is this really large cover photo that was never there before. But there are some guidelines that Facebook is kind of putting on us to make sure that we're not doing something like trying to sell. Again, just try to share our story, not sell.
Sure, definitely. So don't say like our page, you know, don't talk about a new offer in stores, things like that.
No,
like
40% off. Yeah, and I think as marketers, that's the first thing we think of, discounts. You know, we want to try to get people to click, like, and buy, but again, we got to share that story.
Right, it's more about interaction. Real-time analytics, too, that's huge, right?
I'm so excited. And that's where the dork in me comes out, because I love analytics, I love stats. That's the way we prove that our marketing campaigns are working. And now we can find out within 5 to 10 minutes if something's being shared or people are actually interacting with this, instead of waiting 2 to 5 days.
That's excellent. That's so exciting. There are also messaging systems now for brands.
Right.
You can review posts before users post them. You know, you can also pin things and make it kind of current. I know there's so much, isn't there?
Oh my gosh, there's way too many for us to review in this 3-4 minute segment that we have here. So thankfully, you know, we did do some of the legwork. We watched the presentation, we put it all together in a nifty little packaged up blog post for you to read, including a checklist that you need to go through before everything is pushed through on March 30th. And you can find that at chatter.thundertech.com/FB. And of course, you can always give us a call and reach out.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
My name is, I want to start that, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that sounded like a, oh, I see what you're saying.
Is this acceptable?
Yeah, that was really
Definitely.
Although Facebook is giving us only till March 30th to make sure that we kind of take a look at all these things. It's all his fault.
Yeah.
I think I must say that like 100 times a day now. I'm going to be like so self-conscious.